G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the YouTube channel and website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, the last 24 hours or so, the old media have been publishing articles trying to push for former Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg to run for the seat of Kooyong again, the seat he lost at the last federal election to independent Monique Ryan. Now, it really shows how desperate the Liberal Party are. The reports are saying they want him to run because it'll help him win the next federal election, potentially. And also, if they lose the next federal election, they've got someone to replace Peter Dutton as their leader. But what they forget is Josh Frydenberg is a major league crook. He was the brains behind JobKeeper, which was a $20 billion fraud. And he also has allegations of harassment and sexual assault against him, which have gone unchallenged. So I'm going to read you out the title of 3 articles I published before 2022, before the election, which received a lot of traffic in May 2022, before the election. And without a doubt, these articles were doing the rounds in the seat of Kooyong. So a lot of the electors in that seat would have known exactly who Josh Frydenberg was. And I have no doubt would have helped, at least to some degree, even a very small degree, to turn voters off voting for Josh Frydenberg. Now, on the 16th of November 2021, I published an article. Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg fraudulently gave his best mate, Seven's Ryan Stokes, at least $47 million of taxpayer-funded JobKeeper. Now, it's estimated that somewhere around $20 billion was stolen from taxpayers in relation to JobKeeper. If you're a small independent person and you fraudulently applied for JobKeeper, a small business, well, you got charged. But large companies, they fraudulently applied for JobKeeper and they got away with it. Now, on the 5th of May 2022, only a few weeks before the federal election, I published an article titled Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg refuses to deny kissing and groping Rochelle Miller without her consent when she was a junior staffer. And the article starts off, Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg is refusing to deny kissing and groping Rochelle Miller without her consent when she was a junior staffer in questions that I put to him after allegations were reported in a story on the True Crimes News Weekly website, the 4th of the 5th, 2022. If true, that is a criminal offence and another sexual assault that Scott Morrison and his government are trying to cover up. Now, on the 8th of May 2022, I published an article titled, Scott Morrison confirms $500,000 payment was not for Ellen Tudge's abuse, which means it had to be for the sexual assault complaint against Josh Frydenberg. Scott Morrison and Senator Ann Rushton, who is a coalition campaign spokesperson, have both stated the $500,000 that will be paid to Rochelle Miller is for a separate matter other than the ones that were the subject of the Tom inquiry, which means it has to be for the alleged sexual harassment, sexual assault by Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. On the 11th of April, Ann Rushton said on ABC Radio, the payment was not related to the misconduct allegations raised by Miss Miller, but a separate matter. And on the 17th of April, the AFR published an article titled Rochelle Miller's Taxpayer-Funded Payout, Not About Tudge, PM. Both Scott Morrison and Ann Rushton refused to answer further questions, claiming they did not know what the separate matter, the $500,000 payment, was for, which is not believable. The problem for Scott Morrison and Ann Rushton and the media claiming they don't know what the separate matter is, that it is not too hard to put all the various news reports together to tell the full story. And that is what I have done below. Now, I'll put a link to those 3 articles below this video on YouTube, but it just goes to show how desperate the Liberal Party are. And the old media who are reporting the various stories, the various angles about Josh Frydenberg potentially making a comeback. They've already pre-selected a Liberal Party lady for that seat, and she'd have to resign or, remove herself from running for that seat and allow Josh Frydenberg to take over. So what it means, but the old media aren't reporting about his fraud with JobKeeper or the allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault that Josh Frydenberg has never denied, even though the allegations have been put directly to him. So if he does decide to run again and the lady they've pre-selected is forced to move aside for him, well, I have no doubt those 3 articles I published back in 2021 and 2022 will get a big run again on social media. So for people who think social media have no impact, well, you're wrong. Because a lot of people are going to social media now to find the truth because they know the old media aren't reporting the truth a lot of the time. Anyhow, Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I publish a YouTube channel and a website. And I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. Currently have 419 supporters donating $2,369 a month. And I need to almost double that to become financially viable. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month. Whatever suits your budget, it all helps out. And the link for the Patreon account will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.